So, TWOSUN. Hey, let's get it out of here. We're going to check it in so we can check it out. Okay. Yeah, I was looking forward to this one. Been sitting in a box here for quite some time. Yeah, I have a bunch of them that have been sitting here for a long time. But that's okay. We're not in any kind of hurry, are we? I get to them when I gets to them. It's all good. Man, I've been chasing my health around. And I'm still doing battle. Horrible. I've been under the weather for over a month. And the horizon still seems to be off in the distance. But you can complain about it, or you can just try to keep it moving. And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep it moving. I'm not saying that I'm being very successful, but I'm giving it a shot. Man, does this thing have a lot of relief milling done. And yet, it feels kind of weighty. And I know this is a 100% titanium knife. I mean, I'm going to say maybe it's under 5 ounces, but let's see what's in there. I definitely like the subdued flipper tab. The fuller's cool. I'm not sure if that's intended to be a front flipper or if that's just jimping for when it's open. But let's run it. Let's see what's up. Ooh, nice detent. There we go. I mean, I'm in love. I dig this blade shape on this knife. And this was a visual purchase, man. Looking at this, I was just like, ooh, that is a sexy beast. It's a TS45 and M390. And the amount of milling to these titanium scales, the pocket clip, all of it is just impressive, man. It's got this super aggressive jimping on the side of the blade. Let's run that action a little bit and see what's up. I mean, pretty much drop shut. We just need to run it a bunch here because it's probably new knife stickiness that's going on. I mean, it feels like it's already opening easier now. Not a lot of detent there for that Spidey flick. Try it one more time. There we go. It's got to dig in, I guess. How about the thumb? Yep. So that side jimping is cutting. It's really sharp, but it creates a great grip for your finger if you're doing that flip. Yeah, the back flipper's not near as sticky now or as hard. Let's see if I can fail it. Nope. Yeah, it's a smooth operator. Really centered blade, very nice. It's got this built-in lanyard hole. It's going with the backspacer up to there. Pretty nice. I want to open it. Where's that jimping? I mean, considering that it's down inside there now, it's inaccessible, I have to believe that that's meant to be a front flipper. Let me try it. Yeah. I mean, maybe if I work on the detent a little bit, because right now it's stiff. But, I mean, it's just right, because if I try to fail it, it's just enough juice to get it open. I mean, there I failed it. Just shy of getting there. I might have been squeezing that lock bar. Let me get on that clip. Try it again. Yeah, I mean, pretty darn good. Hey, let's get it open. Really get it checked in, and then we can come back and check it out. Yeah, there wasn't a super amount of tension on that. This looks like the only other functional screw, and of course it is. As soon as I relieved that tension, the scales popped. There we go. Tight tolerance on that backspacer on that pin. It's not wanting to give it up. There we go. I mean, there's some weight there. Even with all of this milling on it, there's still like this is all really thick, and so it's carrying some weight. Yep. So much so, I think I'm gonna end up looking up the weight on this one, because it's kind of got me baffled. I would think that this knife would be fairly light, but it feels like 5 ounces in my hand. What I would think 5 ounces feels like. Let's be very careful. There's one. The other one is right there. And then these collars out here, are they wanting to come out? No, they are not. There it is. It's just oil sucking it down on there. It's probably the same on this one. But I can get under the edge of that one. There we go. Wasn't holding it in there too tight. It's just the oil creates a little suction there. Hold it down. Well, there we're apart. So let's get it cleaned up and we'll put it back together. Get all this excess oil off of it. I mean, what do y'all do with your TWOSUNs? Do you take them apart? Do you clean them up like I'm cleaning them up? Or do you just kind of wipe them down on the outside and, you know, the rest of this stuff just stays put? Kind of curious, because I know I'm not the only TWOSUN knife collectors. There's a bunch of us. You know, not everybody's got as many knives as me, but, you know, if you had 5 and you were serious about collecting those 5, you know, there's not a lot of difference. I just have more. I'm sure that you look at them and deal with them the same way. I'm just curious if you take them apart and clean them up the way that I do, or if you just kind of cover it cosmetically on the outside and run them. Because, I mean, to take them apart, you got to have the right tools. You got to, you know, you got to have a space to do it. I guess you could do it on your couch, but my guess would be it probably wouldn't be too long until you lost parts or, you know, had some kind of incident like that. But hey, you most definitely don't have to have a fancy old workbench and a bunch of bright lights and stuff. I mean, I've always had good lighting to work, but now I have like super lighting because of the videos, which honestly, I'm kind of happy for that, even without the videos, you know, being able to see it all. Man, look at the oil slick left behind. Oof. Okay. Back together we go. Get here and a collar. Almost makes me, on this collar, makes me wonder if they sold out to the woke mob. You know, they heard that screaming TWOSUN Yanjiang China complaint about them collars too many times, and so they succumbed. And they said, well, let's just make these collars without any branding. Man, I hope that's not the case. Because, I mean, I really don't care if it has it or doesn't have it. They could take it off. They could do it like this, or they could put it on. I don't really care. But I'm not a big fan of people dictating to businesses based on their complaints about stuff. You know, because, man, those people tend to come and go, you know. They're here today, gone tomorrow. They're complaining today, and then they love you tomorrow. You know, you can't keep track, man. That kind of stuff don't fly well with me. It's awful convenient, is what it appears to be to me. This washer appears burnt. It's got a brown color to it. Huh. Interesting. I mean, hey, I'm down for, whomever doing whatever, Do you, man. Do anything you're big enough to do. It's kind of my philosophy. Live and let live, man. But I don't like a bully. And that's what that smells of to me. Smells of being a bully. Like, I could buy your knife, I could buy other Chinese knives, but I don't like the badging on it. So I'm going to be really vocal about it and, complain out loud to a bunch of people. And now we've got knives without badging on it. So I hope they didn't succumb like that, because I'm not a fan of that at all. Because, once you surrender, you can't take it back. Like, you just become that. So I don't know why I'm being all political and stuff. Hopefully it's not political. It's just philosophical. It's a philosophy on life in general. You can't tolerate a bully at all, ever, for any reason. And if you see somebody else being bullied, you should get involved. All my children have been raised, it's one thing to stand up for yourself, but they're expected to defend the weak. If somebody's being bullied, they should get involved. And if I found out that my kids stood by while somebody was getting bullied and didn't step in and take the brunt of it and defer that attention to themselves, I would not be happy. Regardless of the cost, we gotta stand up to that. It's wicked, man. Bullies. It's ridiculous. All right, let's see if we improved anything. I'm gonna check that blade play. Make sure that I'm lined up good here. Yeah, I like it. They're pretty nice. Make sure I'm not too tight. I don't think I could do that much less. One more check. Yeah, okay. I'm going to take it as is right there. So it's not, it's not drop shut, but it sure is smooth. It's very smooth. Means just a little coaxing, very mechanical. Or hydraulic. I like it. Let me try Spidey Flick. Little wrist for me, and it's money. Same thing on my thumb, yeah. Send it out there with authority. That lock bar access, kind of tight. It's going to force you to dig in there. At least it is me. There's a relief on both sides. It's about almost 50%, but the tension on this is strong. So you got to get your thumb in and put some pressure in there to relieve that lock. But overall in the action, I like it. The lock bar access, it's kind of a ding, man, because, yeah, that's some work to dig in there. And the detent on that's strong. I'd be tempted to lighten that up a little bit, but I think I'm not able to fail this at this point. after lubing it and cleaning it. We'll see. Yeah, so it just failed, just didn't make it. So I'm pretty sure if I did it 3 times, well, just came up short again. Yeah, and again. I wonder, I'm going to put just a little bit on that detent ball. There it is. Okay. Let's see if that makes any difference. I mean, I definitely don't want to lighten that detent because right now I'm just shy of not being able to fail it. And if I lightened it up, it wouldn't have enough to push its way forward. So yeah, I'm digging it. I like it. Let's move on to ergonomics. So in hand, it's a great confident grip right here. It's not very confident, but it's definitely a confident grip. I think I could maintain that with wet hands. I'm not positive that I could, but it feels good. This jimping right here digs into the hand right there, so it's creating a really positive lockup, and nice platform right here for the thumb. And then all of this is really grippy. Like it's all like cutting into my hand. Not uncomfortably, but it's creating grip. So yeah, I like it. Let's check that pocket clip. All right, we'll check that back pocket first. That's where this would go if I carry it. And yeah, it's just perfect. It's not very deep, but milled titanium, and of course milled titanium, you gotta account for the clip, right? Well, I mean, it's fairly small profile sticking out, but there's definitely a profile there. And yeah, it's one-handed in and out. Runs good. No worries. Lots of friction. So the real question, it's definitely going to run here on a thin material. This is jean thickness. Yeah, it runs perfect. One-handed clip in and out. But how are we going to do on this thick stuff? Like, if you can get it under there, it runs all the way to the top, and I think it does a good job. And it's definitely holding on. Yeah. So it'll go there, but I don't know that you can do that one hand. Yeah, because, man, if you let it double up like that, it's probably not going to want to run all the way. Yeah, see, it's running short now because now it's added a layer. So, yeah, you gotta get it up under there, and then like that. If you can get it there, then it's home. So, I mean, I'm going to pass it. I've said it a bunch of times. How many people have these big, thick old pants like this? Not very many. If you got Carhartt bibs or something that, in the winter and you carry, on your chest or even in a pocket, that pocket clip may not work. So, I wonder if it's sharp. Boy, it sure looks sharp, doesn't it? Hey, you know what? I'm so confident this thing's sharp. I'm going to go a little, and we're going to use up this little piece of paper. We're just going to shred it up. Yeah, look at this thing. It's ridiculous sharp. And it should be. Looking at that profile, the thinness of that blade. If this wasn't sharp, what a takeaway that would be from this knife. Yeah, wow. Yeah, this thing is wonderfully sharp. Very, very nice. From the factory. M390 razor blade sharp. Factory razor. How about it? That's pretty good. Because, hey, on a lot of these collector knives like this, I don't want to reprofile them. I don't even want to strop them. But I'm okay with stropping them because it's just a strop. I'm not reprofiling anything. All I'm doing is taking care of that burr. But in the end, especially like a finer piece like this with the M390, 100% titanium, like this is a higher end knife. And to be honest, for me as a collector, I'd rather keep that factory edge on there. I don't want to take that off. I want that edge to be on the knife for as long as I own it. And if I pass that on out of my collection, I want to pass it in that condition right there. So when somebody gets it, they go, oh, yeah, that's a factory edge. Because that's what I do. You know, when I buy knives on the secondary market and I see brand new in a box or like new in a box, I mean, if I can tell in the images, I'm good. But if not, I ask the question, hey, man, has that ever been sharpened? And if I get things like, well, not by me, I don't think so, then I'm suspect. I'm not so quick to pull the trigger and buy it because I want the factory edge. I saw something a while back. It was a while back about a guy that got a knife off of one of the sites, and the guy listed it as brand new in a box, but then he got it, and to him, he thought it had been polished. Later in the conversation, I think days or maybe even weeks later, there was some conversation that the factory actually created an edge that looked like that. So there was a lot of drama, maybe for no reason, but there seemed to be some confusion about why this was a big deal to that buyer. And all I can tell you is if you say brand new in a box, I'm expecting a factory edge. And if it's not a factory edge, I don't care how sharp it is. That's not the point. You can send me a dull knife if it's got the factory edge. If you're saying brand new in the box, I don't want the knife modified. I want the factory edge, man. So I don't know how else to explain that to be any more clear, but when I think I'm buying a new knife, I expect to get the factory edge. I don't want some sharpening that's been done to it. I'm not interested in that. Now, if somebody just dropped it a little bit, I'm okay with that because that's not going to change this factory edge. I mean, stropping's not going to take that material off and change it. So anyways, enough with all that. This thing is wicked sharp. Price and safety. Oh man, this so stresses my heart out, this part. Yeah, so that's good. I can't touch here. So happy for that. Oh, this looks ominous, man. Look at it there. But this little thing right here, I think it's going to keep me out of there. And it does. So the tip's a pass. The backspace is a pass. No contact here. You can feel confident to put this in your pocket safely and not have to worry about cutting yourself reaching in there for whatever reason. The pocket clip, I'm going to pass it. It runs even on the thicker stuff. It's just you got to manipulate a little bit. But yeah, hey, so overall, wow, that thing's a winner. I love that shape. This is definitely most likely to get some pocket time for me. So I'm going to talk price and availability, but I'm also going to check the weight on that thing really quick. Okay, so the weight, it's better than I was thinking. It's 4.6 ounces. So, yeah, I mean, 4.5 ounces, not quite 5. Pretty nice. Just, wow. I mean, this is going to get some pocket time for me. So, price and availability. So, White Mountain Knives was carrying these. This same knife in a D2 version, this is one of those knives. So, in the D2 version, it was like $80 with the discount code. With the discount code, the M390 version was like $90. Or, wait a minute, $95. So for $15, you could go jump up to the M390 and get away from the D2. I mean, wow, if that's not the best $15 you ever spent, I'm not sure what is, especially since the D2 version is up at $80. I bought this on eBay for around $120. So I haven't seen them on White Mountain Knives for a while. They've been sold out. And I've seen the listings of these on eBay start to wane. And so I got pretty aggressive because I didn't want to miss it. I definitely wanted one in my collection. And like right now, White Mountain Knives is sold out of them. and I don't believe that I've seen an auction for a minute. So, anyways, it is, come on, one more time, the come on, man, TS45 M390 titanium. Yeah, pretty nice. I appreciate you watching.